And the Greens have also done some research into just how little is known about where the money comes from, particularly when it's big companies signing the cheques.
We've now just coming to completing a major project comparing the disclosures from the donors with the disclosures from political parties. And the figures in terms of the discrepancy are higher than we expected. It's coming in at about $7 to $8 million. And I find that extraordinary. Like, it really shows that the current system is failing.
These are some of the big hitters, of course.
According to the Greens, donations from corporations such as Visa, National Australia Bank, Woodside Energy and Macquarie Group have not been disclosed as such by the major parties.
That's coming in probably a bit over $3.5 million of those industries, those companies that alone who are we're unclear who's accurate. Is it the political party or is it the donor who's got the accurate disclosure? Now, that shows that the system's failed. It shows a very clear need for reform.
And of course, those grabs there from the Four Corners program to be aired tonight. Now, Clara, can you tell us about this new research that was commissioned by the Greens? It seems an extraordinary discrepancy, although we're certainly aware of some of it before now.
So what Lee Rhiannon's office has done is they've made a project and it's called Democracy for Sale, and pretty much they've gone back through the Australian Electoral Commission records from 1998, and because all donations have to be disclosed, they've gone through it and they've pretty much made it a searchable database. Before, it was fairly impenetrable, especially if you didn't know your way around these administrative documents. So they've gone through, they've looked at all the donations, they've categorised them, so you can look at if it's from a corporation, if it's from a lobby group, you can see what party it's going to. And while they were doing this, they were noticing that, because corporations also are obliged to disclose when they've made political donations, that there were donations made by corporations which weren't then coming up as and being disclosed by the parties. They were not being disclosed as donations. They were coming up as different things like a subscription, or they'd be named different things, which made it very unclear then when you go through and do analysis of, like, you know, how much of this political party's funds came from fossil fuels or from banks, and you want to do that categorisation. It hides a lot of the data and makes it much less transparent for people trying to understand, well, what are the vested interests here and how are they influencing this party?